This week, we have been talking about how the prayers of a righteous person really make a difference. James 5:16 says, "The prayers of a righteous person are powerful and effective." Now, we saw yesterday that a righteous person is the term that God uses to describe his children, those who have come into relationship with him by faith in his son Jesus. And so, if you're a child of God, James 5:16 is talking about you, that your prayers are powerful and effective. Now, God in verses 17 and 18 of James 5, God gives an example to illustrate this powerful truth. And he says in verse 17 that Elijah was a human being even as we are. He prayed earnestly that it would not rain, and it did not rain on the land for 3.5 years. Again he prayed, and the heavens gave rain, and the earth produced its crops. Now, immediately when we read those verses, we think to ourselves, well, of course God answered Elijah's prayers. Elijah's special. Elijah is a prophet of God. Elijah was unique. I mean, this guy did miracles. So, of course, God answered his prayers, but I'm not Elijah, so this verse doesn't really apply to me. Now, brothers and sisters, that is the exact opposite of what this verse is teaching. God says in this passage that Elijah was a human being just like you, with the same feelings, with the same limitations, with the same shortcomings. And God says, I didn't answer Elijah's prayers because he was a prophet. Elijah's prayers weren't powerful and effective because he was unique and special. He's just like you at God's sight. What God is saying in this passage is, if I will answer Elijah's prayers, he's just like you. And if I will hear his prayers and they have such impact that it won't rain for 3.5 years, then he prays again and it rains. He says, if I will do that for Elijah, when he prays, I will do it for you. Your prayers are powerful and effective. Now, there's a question I must ask you. Do you really believe that? I want to challenge you today to spend this day thinking about and talking to God about whether or not you really believe that your prayers are as powerful and effective as God says they are.